Hi everyone, I'm Will from Will's Electrical Services, also known as the Midfield General. In tonight's episode, what I want to do is I want to give you a quick tour of some of the grips I use, some of the, because from when I first started to now, because loads of them, there's so many different choices now, and I just want to give you quick examples because the new ones I've got are the KNIPEX lock button wrench spanner. There is so many different names for these. It's a bit like KNIPEX. I know there's so many of you out there that are so passionate, because I think it's properly pronounced KNIPEX, but obviously I'm from England, United Kingdom, and so we pronounce it KNIPEX, It's not my fault. Have a go at their marketing because it's pretty poor, because when I was buying their gear 20 years ago, I'm pretty sure they didn't mind me calling it KNIPEX, and I'm pretty sure they don't now, because if you go onto Instagram and you see the actual official guys from KNIPEX doing their videos, they're bouncing from KNIPEX to KNIPEX, but hey ho, we move on anyway. So what I first started was like 20 odd years ago. When I first started, we never used to use these types of grips because they would always be, because the original sets that I used to have, like these water pump pliers, which were always you'd always find plumbers or mechanical heating engineers and all that using them. So, and we always used to use these on conduit, but you don't really see these so much anymore. These are footprints. These are they're awesome. They don't slip on conduit or nothing. They're absolutely beautiful. These are actually quite a big set. I think these are the 9-inch. I think you can even buy these from Screwfix, but I always buy all my tools from Amazon. I've got a little Amazon shop. I'll probably put a link below or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, these are pretty good. These are the footprints, and these are actually made in England still as well. I think they're up in Yorkshire. I think they're from Leeds or something like that. If anyone knows, it'd be interesting to know. But yeah, they're a really good tool for metal conduit and all that. Because one of the main gripes is, which I see a lot online and social media and all that, and I have to agree, is that a lot of these grips, if you use these on SWAs or anything like that, the glands and all that, the glands are so poorly made these days. They're made out of brass and all like poor materials and all that, and it doesn't take a lot. Even if you don't slip, it seems to mark it. So what I've always tended to do is always use adjustable spanners. I've always had the Bahco. The only reason I keep naming things is because I keep getting pops at people saying about that I'm mispronouncing the name of the tools and all that. To be honest, I don't really give a monkeys, because if you're watching a tool channel like I do, who really, Bahco, KNIPEX, Stanley, Derek, yeah. So yeah, going back to it, yeah. So I usually use like adjustables because I always find they're really handy, really good. But then all of a sudden I see KNIPEX. They brought out KNIPEX. They brought out these lock button wrench spanner, and I think they're called, what else would you call them? Pliers, wrench pliers. They get called so many different names, and you don't really know what's official. One thing is with them is that they're awesome, because these were the first ones I bought. I bought these ones for Christmas because I don't usually buy, when it comes to grips, I think these, as you can see, these are probably the only insulated ones I've got, because you really shouldn't be going anywhere with these, if you need them to be insulated. You shouldn't be going in a live panel, live board, live consumer unit, distribution board, anything like that. But, sometimes we do. But where I bought them before, I've kind of regretted not buying them in non-insulated, so I bought these in insulated. But these are absolutely huge, like you put these against the normal Cobras, the 250, these are the 8602 50s, and these are the 8702 250s. And if you look at the size of them, there's a good inch bigger as well. And it's surprising, there's such different tools as well. Because I don't carry these ones around. I carry them in my hand tools, but they're not on my everyday bag, which I've had a little bit of an upgrade since I last see you. But I carry these two. I've got these ones. These are the 8601 160s, and I've got these ones, the Stuart Little ones, the 8603 125, sorry. Which these are quite funny. I'll show you them in a bit. But yeah, these ones are pucker because what I really like about these is that they fit perfectly in my holster. I don't know if you can see that, but I always wear Snickers with the holster and all that, and they fit perfectly in there. And they're beautiful. I like the way how they move and all that, really good. They're perfect for stuffing glands, compression glands and all stuff like that. But I did actually buy myself a spanner for them, which I know seemed a bit over the top, but where I've got the whisker toolkit, I noticed on the little spanner that it said 24. I was sitting at home and I thought, I'm quite into my Falcon screwdrivers at the moment, so I thought, oh, it's about a tenner, I'll give it a go like an Amazon. Absolutely awesome bit of kit it is, really good. So going back to the grips, so where I first started with the grips is that you used to get these ones, like these are the CK ones, and I think I actually found these because I've always had either the Bahco ones or the Cobras, but I found these up in the loft or something like that, or you know, it would have been top of trunking or something like that. But these are the CK versions, but the actual KNIPEX versions are called the Alligator, and these are always about £10 cheaper than the others. These are really, I find these quite dangerous really, because what happens is that you've got the teeth there and they gradually wear themselves down and they slip, so you could be doing something up, it could slip, and you know the amount of times you could punch the wall or stuff like that, because it does happen, you know what I mean? Because if you're doing up an armoured gland or something like that, or maybe even just doing up some, but like, you know, some stud or anything like that, you know, you can really hurt yourself. And plus and all, you can get your fingers trapped in it as well. They're really painful, but you know, they are £10 cheaper. But that's why I've always gone for the Bahco's Bahco ones, you know, because I've always liked these, but they've changed so much over the years. Like, these are actually about £10 cheaper than they were 20 years ago, but unfortunately you can see the difference in the quality. Like these ones were the quality ones, you know, but I bought, you know, but they're the biggest ones. I use them for bigger armours and all that. You could probably do up to about 120 armours with them, I suppose, something like that sort of size. You know, before you'd probably use Stilsons. You know, my brother-in-law's a plumber, so I just borrow his Stilsons if I get anything bigger than that. So, but yeah, that's one thing about the Bahco ones. You know, I have got enough a set. These come within a set, but I have got enough a set somewhere. I've got quite a few sets of all of them, to be fair, because if I've left them at home and all that, and I go to wholesalers, I'll just buy a new set. But these new set, we did come in a set, do rattle quite a bit, you know, and it's quite disappointing. I'm really gutted about that, really. But the KNIPEX Cobra, they've always been good, you know. But I've always liked Bahco as a tool brand. But the Cobras you cannot go wrong with, you know. They do different sets. They do all the different handles, you know. They do the distress. It's like all these different, like the two different ones of the wrenches. I kind of bought all the different ones. It's got the drips. I watch a lot of Dan's tools. I'll put a link below of his tool reviews. And he's actually been teaching me. I've been watching them. They've got the distress finish. You know, you don't even pay much attention to this, do you? Really? I just usually like a tool, and then I go for it. You know, and I don't really tend to steer off them. That's why I was quite brave with these wrench ones, because I thought I'd give them a go. You know, I don't really need them. Like the adjustables are perfect for armours and most stuff like that. One thing I have been noticing is that I did take my grips out of my bag, because I've been carrying around pliers, and I've never historically carried pliers. I don't fold over my cables or anything like that. The only ones I do fold over are the 1.5s, and if I can do it with my finger, then I will. Because personally, as a preference, I'll cover it during the second fix videos, but I don't really see the point of actually taking care of the whole cable throughout the whole circuit. Then you get to the end and then you just crush it. What is the point of that? I'm a qualified tester. I've been doing testing for 15 years, and the biggest problem is when you ever go to an MCB or anything like that, is the cable snapped through someone doing it poorly. But that's my opinion. Yeah, so going through the grips again. The difference is between these is that, like, really basically this is combined of these two tools, really, you know, which is really nice, really good. But the only problem is, I find with this, is that it's hot. You can't hold anything, you know, like where with this you can hold stuff, you know, like if you're drilling out a box lid or anything like that, or you're drilling a metal box or even a light fitting that you know, you know, you can securely hold it and drill it, can't you? You know, especially with now some of the accessories that we put in, like such as compression glands, stuffing glands, and stuff like that. You know, they're quite hard to not, you know, damage. If you're doing these with these type of grips, these water pump plier grips, dawgs, you know, 5 holes, you know, there's so many different names for all these different types. I'm pretty sure all of you are screaming up the screen now, that ain't called that, that ain't called that. But we all have different regional terms for them all. And right, for me, for stuffing glands, I actually use this. I think I probably just mentioned that, but bang, I use that. That is awesome. 24mm spanner for a 20mm gland, absolutely awesome. But now we've got stuff like this, the storm gland as well. You obviously got the hawk glands as well. They're pretty similar. You wouldn't really want to be using this because when I've used them before, I've done them finger tight, and then I've used the adjustables. These are awesome. I absolutely love the adjustables. And the thing is with the adjustables is that they're cheap as chips. You could probably buy one a set of them for 15 to 20 quid. You know, where this one was about 35. I think this one was 40, and I think this one was about 60. I think most grips usually retail about 25 quid now, sort of thing. And these alligator ones are about just under 20 quid, something like that. It obviously fluctuates. It goes by the different brands. There is a few other like popular brands that do them. I've noticed that CK and Weira have other ones where they've got buttons on and all that. The only problem is with that is I'm not sure how well they're slim, you know, so it's worth looking into. But yeah, I'm a big fan, you know, and if I was an apprentice and I was going to go for anything, I'd probably go for the KNIPEX Cobras, because they're just well made. Look, like they're a few years old, they're rattling, they've got nowhere near the rattle of these, and these are really, like, you know, these got no mileage on them at all. But if I was an apprentice, I'd probably stick with the adjustables. If I was like yourself, a tool connoisseur, then I'd definitely go for these, the 8601 180s. I absolutely love them. They're perfect. You'll probably get away with a 32mm bush, probably, easily, I'd say. You know, they do have the markings on them, but you know, they're all going off. One side has imperial, the other side has metric. But yeah, they're absolutely beautiful. Right, I think that's enough for one episode. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. Or if not, up the old blues. And I will see you later, alligator. Oh yeah!